So, what are your overall feelings about this season and your prospects and how good this team can be?
We're excited about the 2017 season. I think we've made some good progress in this preseason practice session, and we're excited to play some teams this weekend. And we'll know more, but I think this team has great energy. They get along great. They play for each other. So I think we're just going to keep getting better over the season.
Last year's ending, you were just so close, and is there any residual effects, or do you talk about that at all, or is that just in the past?
No, it's definitely something that we talk about just as far as, when you have your opportunities, you got to take advantage of them, but that's going to happen in every single match. So it's something to learn from and grow from, and I think we have. So it's exciting to see what this year's team can do, and that was a great position for our team to be in last year, and I think it was a good opportunity for the program to be, the Sweet 16 again, and we'll just see what happens this year, but I think it was good for us.
Mary said they don't worry about the rankings, but getting the number 10 rankings is a pretty good sign of respect from the coaches.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We talked to our team a lot about that. We don't talk a lot about it, but just the fact that, that's a lot of last year's team. I think that's respect for what we did last year. And so we've got new kids that have nothing to do with last year's team. And so we try not to get caught up in rankings, and we're more concerned about where we're at the end of the year than we are this opening weekend.
So you're replacing the two middle blockers that were really good. Is that kind of the question mark on this team, or do you feel good about what you're putting in there?
Yeah, we've been answering that question since spring, and our girls did a great job in spring trying to fill in those seniors that left. Amy and Whit were just such fantastic middle blockers. So we're going to see what happens. We got a lot of depth in the middle, and we'll see who rolls out there on Friday and see if we can just keep getting better over the season.
Because her sister was so good, everyone wants to know about Hampson. How's she looking, and does she have a chance to have a role on this year?
Yeah, Sarah Hampson's doing great, and she's just soaking up everything we're giving her. She wants to learn, she wants to get better, and so she's in the middle right now. She's playing a little bit opposite maybe, and she just wants us to tell her how to get better, and she's really open to feedback, and I think she's going to work really hard this entire season, and hopefully she sees some playing time.
Cozy said that when you approached her about maybe playing some middle blocker in the spring, she was pretty surprised. What is it that you saw in her that you said, she might be able to do this?
Cozy's been great with the position change. We just see her as a leader. We know she needs to be on the court for us this year. She's athletic, she's big, she's able to move around the court left to right pretty quickly. She jumps well, and she's got a good arm. So we thought, let's give it a try, and she was so excited, and she learned pretty quickly, and we're excited to see her against opponents, because in the spring we did play some tournaments, but it's going to be a little bit different when it's matches that count, and she's trying to get better. So we're real excited to see how she does.
How did the young players, you and I were talking about this last week before the blue and white, you decided to get them some opportunities. How do you think they did in that?
Yeah, they did great. I thought they were super excited to get out on the court and wear their jersey, and you could see the excitement and energy, and then they kind of calmed down. And I thought it was, Taylin, Allie, Sid, and Sarah all did a great job and contributed where they could, and I think we'll get the jitters out by Friday, but you're always going to have those opening match jitters, and so we'll just hopefully, just kind of get those out as we play.
What do you see the strengths of this year's team?
Yeah, I think the strengths of this year's team is probably going to be evolving over the year, but I kind of mentioned them. This team loves to compete. They have great energy. They're willing to fight for each other. They're really close. We've gotten a lot closer over the past couple of weeks, and so I think it's just this good special group.
How do you handle a weekend like this where you've got the 3 matches in such a short period of time?
Yeah, we just manage our energy where we can. So we're doing a little different this year, where we're open up with 2 matches in one day as opposed to 1 match on Friday and 2 on Saturday. And so manage the kids' energy, just tell them where they need to be and when, tell them to get rest when they can. And I think they'll do a good job playing Saturday at 12 against St. Louis, and then against UT Rio Grande Valley Friday night at 7:30, and then Ohio State at 7:30. I think it's so exciting. You kind of just don't realize that you were playing 3 matches in 24 hours, really.
I've noticed that you've had an additional coach walking around, kind of helping out. Do you have a new coach, or what's the situation?
We added a volunteer. He's been around Gil for quite a few years. He's good friends with Carl McGowan, and so he's going to help us out and give us some feedback as coaches and help the girls out as well.
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks.